So that's like double Nigeria and from New Orleans.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, your house should be full of shrunken heads and shit. What's up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Public Property with me, your host, Monroe Martin. Today is a great episode. I got writer, actor, stand-up comedian. This dude has written TV shows and video games. How do you do that? This dude's the jack of all trades, all right? And if you don't know who I'm talking about Nwadiwe, baby. Yeah, I know how to say African last names. I went to Africa one time. I mastered it in 10 days, all right? But before we get into this episode, you know what I need you to do. I need you to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, send us questions if you have them. Send it over to rowispublicproperty@gmail.com or monroemartincomedy@gmail.com. Make sure you join that Patreon. That's where you're going to get exclusive content that I'm not putting anywhere else. All right? But if you can't join the Patreon, then make sure that you buy some merch. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got cups, we got stickers, we got whatever you need. All right? Yo, what up, If?
Yo.
Thank you for joining me, man.
Yeah, no, of course. Thanks for having me. It was a good time. I was always down to clown.
Thank you, man. Is there any significant reason we're playing Apex?
Well,
Or is it you just fuck with this game?
it's a way for me to like weasel in the fact that I worked on it as well. So like this was a video game that I worked on. And so I thought, it'd be a fun game to play with you, see if it sticks, I mean, how many battle royale games have you played? Have you played Fortnite, Warzone, Blackout?
I play Fortnite. I stink at Fortnite. I stink at Warzone and Blackout. All the shooting games, I just feel like that shit moved too fast.
Okay.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my eyes don't move as fast as I'm supposed to be shooting.
Well, that's why, with esports, they age out at like 18 because our hand-eye coordination ain't the same, But yeah, no, it's this is probably one of the faster moving ones. So this is gonna be
God damn.
Yeah. But it should look.
Yeah. Where are you from, man?
Oh man, LA. So I grew up in LA. I was in Compton, California for a hot sec. I mean, that's where I grew up. Till about high school, went to Downey High. And then like 10th grade, they found out we still lived in Compton. So we had to move to Downey. And I was in there for a bit till I moved with my mom in Long Beach by senior year. So I was in Downey for 1 year, but my Downey homies always troll me for the longest because whenever I would be like, I'm from Compton, like, nah, you from Downey. I'm like, all right, don't look. Don't have to start getting real active on y'all. But jokes aside, it is like, dope just kind of growing up out here and just kind of being close to the industry that we're both in right now,
So you mentioned this and maybe I heard it wrong. Wait, you didn't live with your mom at first?
Yeah. So my dad and mom divorced when I was like in kindergarten. And so I was living with my mom for a second. Then she had to go back and take care of my grandpa when he got sick. And then I was with my dad pretty much from that point. So then me and my dad, my dad's Nigerian, type A person. I am a type B person with ADHD. Obviously, we were running into issues. So eventually we had to, dip skis and, figure it out.
What type of, did you have like a superstitious family? Like, is there any like superstitions that your family still believes in to this day? And you're Nigerian, so I assume the answer is yes.
Oh yeah, no, there were tons of superstitions. Like you had things like my grandma. I remember when my little brother was born, she would, when he was a baby, she would put like this piece of fluff on his head, and I would take it off because I'm like, oh, what's this fluff all about? And she would yell at me because she said it was to protect from evil spirits. And I was like, oh, bet. Okay.
Yeah.
I messed up,
What type of fluff was it?
It was like a cotton fluff almost. And but I imagine she prayed over it, and that's what kind of kept my little brother safe. But it looked like a piece of fluff that I just took off her head, and I got yelled at for it. So
Wow,
there's
dude.
like
Was
stuff.
it cotton like picked from a field, or was it like cotton that you can get from Rite Aid?
I
Like the
imagine
cotton that you bought
it was from Rite Aid. It wasn't. We didn't have any cotton fields in Compton, California, unfortunately.
No, I know y'all didn't have cotton fields in Compton, but I'm saying like maybe she outsourced it.
Yeah.
Like
Also, yeah.
in the
I see what you
'90s,
mean.
they
Yeah,
were. You get what I'm saying? Like maybe she had a cousin send her something. Like,
yeah,
give me my prayer cotton.
yeah. I see what you mean.
You didn't grow up with like prayer rags and shit.
The only thing close to a prayer rag I can think of is how my preacher at my mom's church would
Yeah.
have like that towel, that sweat towel
Hmm.
that he would bring out when he
Yeah.
get real into it, which would remind me of when you'd go to those parties and you'd have
Yeah.
your dance towel, so if you got too sweaty with it.
Yo, so you truly don't know what the prayer towel is. So there's a prayer towel that's bathed in holy water,
Oh,
and what you're supposed to do is dipped in holy water. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put it over things that are like illing you, right? Like
yeah,
if you got a bad knee, if you got a bad headache that won't go away, like just put it on you.
yeah.
Even if it's like mental, you could like wipe your face with it.
Okay,
So
wow.
you didn't grow up with that.
No, I didn't get the prayer rag. I mean, yeah, where did you grow up?
Oh
Because
wow.
I need the information on the prayer
I
rag.
I, I grew up in Philly, but
Okay.
I grew up in Philly, and most of my foster moms were like old Christian women, like senior citizens. They believe in God because
Yeah.
like it was just what they came up on there, and most of them, I feel like most Philadelphians came from the South,
Yeah.
so they had like a southern. Like Southern Baptist beliefs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Wait, am I supposed to shoot this person? Okay.
No, they're on your team. I don't think anyone's near you.
Oh,
Yeah. So right
so
now, yeah, you should be getting some ammo, and then we should be heading into the circle because the circle closes, kind of like the movie Battle Royale. Did you ever watch the movie Battle Royale?
no, but it's like Fortnite.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but I grew up with like even right now, and I would say I'm not. I'm. I don't know if I would be religious. Like I don't go to church, but I still practice some of that stuff.
So
Like
you're
my
saying you
wife got a
gotta,
bottle of holy water,
yeah,
right? We got a bottle, and it's not even in like a fancy bottle. It's in like a Poland Spring bottle that we bought from like a Botanica.
oh,
So I don't even know where it came from. I don't know who prayed over it, but my lady, she flicks it on me whenever I'm in a bad mood.
oh, what word? So you getting
Yeah,
flicked? Damn.
you get flicked,
Okay.
but it's a good flick.
Yeah.
She just like when there's like some work that needs to be done, or my spirit ain't right. She'll
Yeah.
she'll flick me with the holy water.
Yeah. I didn't get any flicks growing up, but definitely, my mom's from Nowlands, so they definitely had that energy of like if they would have known about the flick, I would have definitely got it a few
Mm-hmm.
times. I think I'd still be getting the
Wait,
flick right
so
now.
so that's like double Nigeria and from New Orleans.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, your house should be full of shrunken heads and shit.
Well, my mom was against that voodoo. She said she don't play with that voodoo. She don't play with that voodoo. So,
Yo, so do you know how you were conceived? Were you like made out of love or a backseat? Like what was it? Like
It's definitely
stomach
out of
fling?
love, I feel like, because there was my dad and mom, they were out here, just because my mom got out here from Louisiana, just
Mhm.
just barely making it out. And
Yeah.
my dad, he was he got out here from Nigeria. So they were out here almost the same time. Come on up here.
I'm up here.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking.
Are you not talking to me?
Yeah, I was
Oh.
talking shit. That's how I game.
Oh no, do it. That's how I game when I'm good at it.
Yeah.
When I'm good at it, I talk shit. Right now, that sucks, so I'm quiet.
Knocked one. All right. Oh, nice. That was the whole squad. Maybe. Oh, unless he had a gold
Yo,
shield.
what genre of music do you think you were conceived to?
Oh man,
Oh
definitely.
shit! Somebody just tried to.
Definitely some oldies. That's what got me here. I can only assume. Oh yeah,
Oh shit! I'm about to die, dog.
you in. Don't worry, you in the storm, but we gonna try and get you back. Just keep
Yeah,
running,
I'm
keep
dead.
running, keep running. Oh, you
I don't
running the
even know
wrong
which way
way.
to run.
Oh,
Yeah, how do I know? Oh fuck, shit,
okay.
god damn. My bad, dog.
It's
I
all
didn't mean
good.
to play like a 4-year-old.
It's all
I thought it'd be a
look.
little
This
better
is a
than
brand new game, a fast paced game for you, and we talking. So I should have guided you better. But we gonna get you on this next
Yeah,
one.
man, my bad. I'm very remedial when it comes to this shit.
Yeah,
Right
it
here,
was
dog.
very funny because you were like I don't play the shooters. I'm like, oh, word.
Yo, so were you allowed to call your parents by their first name
Not
growing
at
up?
all. Nope. As a matter of fact, it is something I still have to coach. Some of these some my melanin my melanin deficient girlfriends through. Uh, you know,
Wait. Go ahead. Go on about that. What do you mean?
Hey, my my white girlfriends, they be going by first names, and I remember my ex would just kept doing it, and I would kind of cringe every time. But you don't want to tell nobody nothing. And then my mom had to call me one time. It's like, hey, you need to have her stop calling me by my first name. And I was like, and I had to have that conversation where I was like, hey, look, I need you to understand, my mom's from the South. You don't call them by their first name. And, she got it. I think, it's not too, I've never had anybody buck back, which I think is a good, a good litmus test. If you going to be on bad about the respect, then you're going to have to go.
Mm-hmm. If you got beat up, were your family the type that would protect you, or would they send you back outside until you won the fight?
Oh, they're a little bit of both. They would try and get me to not fight, but definitely because the whole vibe of my family, I feel like it was like they're like, oh, you like we kind of like are in the hood because like that's just what financially is viable, but we don't want you to be a product of it. So it was very
of the hood, yeah.
So it was very much like they would let me say, I'm trying to see how I would describe this. They would let me freely, do my own thing, but they did not want me fighting. They did not want me scrapping, and they would threaten me. So like when we grew up near Centennial, which is which the best way to describe it is it's the high school Kendrick Lamar went to, and that should have let you know the vibe of the high school.
Yeah. Were you there at the same time as Kendrick?
Woo!
Wait, what did you just blow up?
I knocked someone right before they got into the
right before they jumped through that portal?
Yeah. And would have gotten away.
Wait, so did you go to school? You went to the same school as Kendrick, but not at the same time?
Yeah, no, my brother did. I was threatened with that school.
So how did you avoid fights then?
Oh,
if you weren't allowed to fight and somebody was fucking with you and then you fought, were you disciplined?
I would get in trouble. The way I would avoid fights simply is I would just be funny. That's kind of was my move because pretty much last squad. Will we win this? All right.
Were you disciplined? How were you disciplined as a kid?
Oh, I got I got whoopings and all that.
You? Yeah, what they beat you with?
Oh, I'd get the switch. That was the big thing.
You had to go out. So I forgot you grew up with like bushes and shit. You got like Compton got a yard. Like you got like Philly got yards, but like there's very few bushes in those yards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So where was you getting these? Where were you sourcing these switches from?
Oh, them trees. Property? They had these trees. There it is. We won. Oh man.
There we go. I remember trying to get the flimsy John, right?
Yeah.
Cause I had like maybe one foster mom that had the switch.
Yeah.
And they're not supposed to beat you. But she didn't give a fuck. She was old as shit. So she was like, look, I'm on my way out.
Yeah.
Anyway. So she would like do the switch thing and like take a switch to my legs. And then I got smart and I would start getting like the ones that were dry and that really were like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
tree switches
Mm-hmm.
that didn't have no elasticity.
Yeah.
So they didn't bend or nothing.
Yeah.
Like the moment you start swinging, they'll just like start chipping away. So I was smart enough. She get like 2 good hits, and then that bitch breaking the smithereens.
Yeah.
And I'm so wait, like you got the switch? Now were they like, did they beat you because you was bad, or they beat you to teach you a lesson? Like what was the reasons of the beating?
Oh, that's a real good question. I'd say a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Okay.
You know,
all right.
You know, so we'll chop it up before this next match. By the way, is it telling you how many orientation matches you have to do? Here, I'll look it up.
I don't know.
Look,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's all good. Don't even sweat it. This is just nothing. But
You're
yeah,
getting practice though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You frustrated? Are you like, God damn it, I want to play the real game?
No. Not at all. This is good for my ego. I just kind of feel bad because I know these new kids are coming in and it's like, who is this guy who is shredding it? Yeah. So it's good. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I was sometimes a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, because I remember one time when I was in kindergarten, I put I stuck a bobby pin in an electrical socket and got shocked. And then when I told
did that shit.
Yeah. And when I told my dad about it, he was about to spank me, and I was like, "What? The electrical outlet already spanked me. So what am I getting?" Yeah. Like it's like what is happening?
Didn't follow through with the spanking?
Yeah.
He didn't follow. Oh, he did follow through with it. So he did spank you.
Yeah, well, he was going to, and then my grandma called me away to give me some ice cream. She was like, "Oh," he was like, "Your grandma needs you," and it was because he knew that he was going to spank me. This was wild.
Yeah. All right, that's a smart nana. She was like, "Don't spank that boy. He's shooken up."
Yeah.
How'd you feel when you got electrocuted? When I got electrocuted, it felt like I was being vibrated really, really fast.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wow.
What happened? I see you looking at something.
Yeah, I think it didn't count you getting first place in that because you died, but we're going to keep you alive.
How the fuck are you in first place?
Because technically, in a normal game, even if you die and you get first place, you still get first place, as long as you don't leave. But I think because it's trying to teach you the game, so we're playing against bots. Yeah. So yeah, just follow me.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Just follow me, and we're going to smash through. I got you. Nothing will happen to you. But yeah, sorry to stay on the subject. It was very much that parental, my dad's Nigerian. So I remember his big threat to me was like, if you don't have good grades in school, then you're going to go, I'm going to send you to a boarding school in Nigeria where they spank you when you get the wrong answers. I'm like, how's that helping me learn? Especially in retrospect, I'm glad it didn't happen because I have ADHD. I would have been cooked. They would have had me.
Yo, but I've met some kids where the ADD was beat out of them.
Yeah.
Like my lady, she took ADD and all that shit. Like my lady, she told me a story about her brother. She said her brother was dyslexic, and her mom spanked the shit out of him. To the point where he's a principal now. He's not dyslexic anymore.
Wow.
He's teaching other kids.
Wow.
So maybe your dad was on to something. Maybe your dad should have. Yeah. Look, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yo, so as a kid, did you find yourself taking on adult responsibilities, like shutting down the house at night, cooking and cleaning and taking care of other siblings?
Oh, definitely. I was the second oldest, but technically, but barely the second oldest. I feel like me and my stepsister were tied because my dad remarried and I had a stepsister. And we were the same age, but I was just a couple months older than her. But there were things like we would have Thursday nights, we would cook for our parents because they wanted us to learn how to, cook. And I remember I don't, your memory as a kid is way, I feel like, now that I'm a parent, I'm like, this is how you would get misconstrued information, because if you let me tell it, I felt like in first grade I was already ironing my clothes for school. But now I have a first grade daughter. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. She does not have the skills to make this happen. There's just no way. Whereas, you know, sorry, someone's near.
All right, how do you know?
I hear their footsteps. So,
how do I get this damn vest thing?
ooh, just pick it up.
The Echo Shield, the Evo Shield.
Yeah,
it's not letting me pick
is
it
it
up.
white?
Yeah,
that's why, because you already have a white one. So you start with a white Evo Shield.
Okay.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
So you had to cook for your parents. Yeah. At what age was this?
Oh man, this was at a pretty young age. They like I was cooking for my parents.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Here, go in front of him, and then you can do an execute.
Okay. Oh, he dead now. That nigga dead.
All right, we can get inside because they shooting at us.
Well, wait, I gotta watch this finisher. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, look at that. That boy. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll come over here.
So how old were you again when you had to cook for him?
Oh, this was when we were kind of like in middle school. We were definitely at an age where it made sense for us to be cooking for our parents. But that one, it made a lot of sense because it was just like they were trying to give us, some training so that we knew like what to do. Here, come over here. See me?
Okay.
I'm going in this door. So I actually really am glad they were hard on me in that way, just meeting so many people without that kind of training. You just meet so many folks where I'm like, oh, okay, you don't know how to do nothing, huh?
They don't.
Yeah, and it was, just my parents just being like, this is what we think you need to be, a human being who can handle their shit. And here, you can pick that up.
Where you at? Ooh. Thank you. What is
of course.
That?
All right. Let me see. Okay, you got a light mag. Here, let me get this. Come over here. You know where I'm at? I can go back.
I just put on the extendo.
Yeah, here you go. Boom. Then you can pick that up right here. All right, and then we'll go through this portal. So, they're real big on that, but I feel like they still were like a little hard on us. I feel like we could have got it, fly this way.
But you're successful, so do you really think it was hard?
I know.
Are you traumatized by it?
That's
no,
true.
I'm not downplaying I don't want to downplay your
but no, you make a good point. It's like, hey, it seems like it paid off. It seems like
you're successful in a very competitive, tough business that yeah,
there it is.
You're in a tough business that it has a high rejection rate and a high mortality rate. A lot of people fucking kill themselves in this business if they're not mentally strong.
Yeah.
And you don't feel like your parents put you through that shit.
Well,
but it like worked out for the best.
I think there's an element to where they told me to just believe in myself, and I think that's definitely true. And I think I think that just the older generation, there is just no softness, and I think it's just because we for so long just couldn't afford to be soft, and by we I mean black people. You just had so much stacked against us. So much, and we still do, but I think it is like time to at least have some softness in the household, and you can both simultaneously have this softness and prepare them, which is what I try and do for my daughter, where it's like, I'm there, but I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm also going to be like, that's the world that we're in is going to be tough, and they're going to look at you some type of way just because of the color of your skin,
Yeah.
Right.
Your parents prepared you for racism?
Oh, definitely.
Like, how did they? Yeah, how'd your parents prepare you for racism? I got prepared for racism by they were like if I did something fucked up or
Yeah.
did something childish that my guardian thought was embarrassing or whatever,
Yeah.
and there was white people present, they'd be like, "Look at you, embarrassing us," and they pinch me hard or some shit. They'd be like, "Look at him, look at him."
Yeah. Yeah.
You said, "Do you know what the white people think of you?" And I'm like, "I didn't know. I didn't even know they were different from
Yeah,
us."
yeah. I definitely didn't
Yeah.
get that, but it was definitely, like I just would get angry quicker, like pretty quick. And my dad was always
Mhm.
like, you got to be careful because, that can be used against you. And I was just like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then
Mm.
smash cut to now where you got a phone call away where you dealing with
Yeah.
all these cops because, a white woman wants to be, triggered because you wanted to stand her ground and not want to let her take advantage
Yeah.
of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
Yes.
wild.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it is there were like steps along the way. I think they prepared me, they kept me at it.
So, just to kind of piggyback off of that stuff,
Hmm.
like, were your family like, did they allow you to like have freedom of expression, or did you have to stay in the child's place?
Definitely stay in a child's place. I definitely couldn't just pop off at the mouth, but they're definitely, as far as freedom of expression, I feel like there were elements of my expression that was accepted, like when I would do
Mm-hmm.
art and things like that. But my dad wouldn't let me become an artist, if that makes sense, because he was
Mm,
like,
yeah,
that don't pay the bills. And that what pays the bills is being like a doctor or a lawyer. So it was very much that
yeah.
kind of mindset, which makes sense now that I think about it, because it's like, you know um as a
Pussy. Did
as
I get
a
him? Nope. Oh damn.
you got
Fuck him up.
freedom of expression, because of
I'm executing.
oh they
Wait, you shot me out of the execution,
no,
or something
that's the
happened.
teammate right next to you.
Oh fuck! Oh, I thought that was
Yeah,
you.
no, that was
Yo,
the
but I was
teammate.
way better at this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, this
Two
one you
kit. Wait,
lasted.
0 kills?
Okay,
Get the fuck out of here.
it's all good.
0 kills? All them niggas I shot.
Yeah,
All them people I shot.
you had to make
Not a
sure they were
single one
dead.
died from
Yeah,
my bullet.
yeah, you ain't
God
have
damn
any
it.
deaths. But yeah, no,
Oh man, I was just shooting people.
it was funny because speaking of being an artist and your parents
Mm-hmm.
embracing that, I think there's an element I used to resent, where I was like, oh, I wasn't able to be me, et cetera, et cetera. And then you kind of
Mm-hmm.
learn that it was more so like your parents just want to be able to help you. Your parents just want to be able to guide you. And once you step into a realm that they can't help or guide you
Mm-hmm.
in, that's scary for
Yeah.
them, because they're like, I don't know what it takes
Mm.
to be a successful artist. I don't know the success rate of being an actor. All I hear are horror stories of people who
Yeah.
tried it and they're starving artists now. So, they it is less about them not believing in you and more about them trying to give you the path that they know they can guide you to success. And
Yeah.
so,
The path of least resistance.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I was real deep into it. I would do these whole like drawings.
Mm-hmm.
I was a part of this like site called uh polycarbon BBS, and what we would do is you would draw stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
you would scan it, and then and upload it, and you would write a character, and they would write a
Mm-hmm.
character, and then you would have, it was called a fight club, and you would be able
Yeah.
to um pair up with artists, and you would draw a comic about your characters fighting, and everyone would take turns doing a page. And like I think back on that, I was
Mm.
like, man, that was really tight, like the more I think about it,
Yeah,
like
that
that's,
sounds dope.
but like my dad was like, you're just doing these doodles, you're not focusing on schoolwork, you wasting time,
Mm-hmm.
this, that, and the third. And it is like, wild to think that, yeah, what I mean, in the end, I'm still an artist, and that is what
Mm-hmm.
led me to my philosophy in the end, which is that if you are an artist, no matter what obstacles come your way, you will create art. And that doesn't necessarily mean that your career will be in art, but you might pick it
Mm-hmm.
up again as a hobby, or you will find ways to create art in what you're doing. It's all,
Mm-hmm.
it all just kind of is inevitable, because that is what your life's purpose is, you know?
Mm. Yo, I definitely get that. And you did you discover this as a child? What age were you when you came to this conclusion about
Oh,
life?
this was when I was much older, and
Mm.
I just went through all the motions, because, I started actively pursuing comedy and things
Mm-hmm.
right when I was like 23, 24, which is funny thinking
Yeah.
back, that's like almost 10 years ago. And I just
Mm-hmm.
felt like I had such a late start. I was like in my head
Yeah.
about it, and I was like, if only I could have like been coming at it from 18, and like how much farther,
Mm-hmm.
especially because like, every year Comedy Central finds their like favorite new hyper young comic
Yeah.
who they're gonna like
Mm-hmm.
promote, and you're like, damn, this kid has so much time, because they're
Mm-hmm.
already off to the start at such a young age. And you just do that, like they say, comparison is the thief of joy, but you start doing
Yeah.
that, and it would lead me to resent, all the kind of like opposition that I had, until I kind of kind of understood where they were coming from. And I think it also helped,
Mm-hmm.
having my own kid and kind of like understanding, what it's like to be a parent, because there's the element
Yeah.
where there's your basic needs, right, where it's, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to give them everything they need to, um I'm gonna give them everything they need to survive: food, water, a
Yeah.
house over their head. But then there's the
Mm-hmm.
the like philosophical journey of a parent, where it's like, hey, I'm going to make sure you can succeed in life. I'm gonna make sure you have all the tools to comfortably be who you want to be. I'm going, it's just all these extra kind of pieces of parenting that, not everybody gets too, is
Mm-hmm.
that, and
Yeah.
that's the cold part about it, is, yeah, not everybody kind of gets that
Yeah.
that full
No,
support.
I think I'm on that end, but as I'm listening, I'm like, wow, I would like to be that for, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if I ever had a kid,
yeah,
that sounds like something that's very important. Like learning, like finding out what success is and then teaching that kid on how to obtain that.
yes.
It seems very, very important.
Oh,
You know what I
definitely.
mean? Yeah. So how did you even convince your parents to allow you to do comedy full time? Like when did you get to the point where you had their full support?
Oh, there was no convincing. I just did it, and that's like,
Uh,
it came to a head when I started doing
mm-hmm,
these uh, like UCB. And then it was wild. Now that I think about it, it was so wild, because I was auditioning for stuff, and I would call out. So I had a 9 to 5. I was working for the county, and I would call in sick
mm-hmm,
for an audition. Because they would have,
yeah,
when you have a full-time job, there isn't a flexibility to be like, I'm gonna pop out and I'm gonna pop back in. So you either had to be like, I'm
yeah,
sick and I'm not coming in, or miss that
mm-hmm,
audition. And I was
yeah,
so interested in getting after it, that I was just calling in, sick and going in auditions, not really booking anything. And I
yeah,
called in sick so much that I no longer had sick time, but I was still calling in
yeah,
sick for these auditions. So I'm doing, no time off with no pay, which is like,
mm-hmm,
punishment.
yeah,
Like when you have
yeah. It's
sick time.
punishment, and that's half your income now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
because when when you're calling out sick and you have sick time, they can't say anything about it. That's, you can take as much sick time as you want if you have the time for it. But the time off with no pay, now you're just going against that. And so I ended up getting suspended. And I remember when I got suspended, I was like, oh, nice. I'm going to be able to audition nonstop freely because I'm going to have a whole week off. And of course, I got no auditions that week. But then eventually, I finished my first year at UCB, and I got this role where they wanted me to shoot it in Joshua Tree. And this was after I got suspended. So I knew I was going to spend a week in New York for Del Close Marathon. And then I knew I was also going to need a week in the desert. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to have this time off. I can't take this time off. I'm already suspended. So I had to quit. I quit, and I was like, I'm going to quit. And I remember too, like when I was telling, because one of the, it was actually way before this specifically, but I was going to school at the time too. And so I was doing the night shift, and sometimes, class and traffic would make me get there late. And she was like, why are you coming in late? I was like, because I'm going to school. Like, I'm trying to go to school. And she was like, well, maybe you need to get a part-time job and do it that way. And I was so offended and pissed, but she was right. And that's exactly what I did. Is I quit and I got like a part-time job. And to be honest, I was like, there were times where I was broker than I've ever been before at that point in my life. And I was still happier than I've ever been, simply because I knew I was going after what I wanted to do, So that's all you really kind of need to know about that. Like, I was broken than I ever been, but I was happy because I was like, I'm serving my purpose. And so, but like that, when I told my dad I was quitting to do that, he was livid. He was so pissed. He was like, it was bad. But if you want to answer your question, when they start to accept it is when you start making money. The moment I start, and honestly, this is part of what helped me understand what was going on, because my dad, he, when I started booking commercials, every Thanksgiving, he would like ask me to put it on the TV to show all his like Nigerian friends. And I was like, Nigerian parents just want something to brag about, and they don't know if they'll be able to brag about some acting stuff. And then the moment I gave them something to brag about, it was over, and it truly is, it truly is wild how, like, like I had one of my uncles, I'll never forget this because it was like so goofy to me. He was kind of trying to like talk smack because, I like left, my full-time job to do this. And he was like, oh, you left your full-time job to do this, and kind of cracking jokes. But at the time I was right for at midnight. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, and I make what I make, what I made in a month in a week. And then he just closed his mouth. He was just silent. I was like, and that's why I was like, what? You don't even know what you're talking about. You're standing like, at the time I was a TV writer, and you're trying to crack jokes because I didn't have a county, desk job, because to you that was like, that was what it, that was the success. And that's just like, if anyone listening to this has, is kind of just scratching their head because they have immigrant parents and you feel like they just don't get it. Just know that's what you're up against. Like, they don't have a clue, they don't, and it's not their fault, especially like, you also have to remember that Hollywood works different here than it did for, our parents.
Than it did back in the day. Yeah, hell yeah. There was one place. There was one shot.
Yeah.
There was one person, you know what I mean? The lane was very small. Now the lane is wide open.
So I'm not even pressed about it because
I'm
not
like, wrong.
Because I'm like, I get it. And let it be like, an immigrant parent, that's even worse, because they're like, they had no version of this. You're bringing something completely brand new to them. So it is It is understandable.
See, I lucked out. Like, even though I didn't grow up with my mom or my biological family, I lucked out when it came to doing this because they had no say so and they knew it. Like, my mom never, since I didn't live with my mom and stuff like that,
Yeah.
she didn't raise me. She didn't have a say so. I already had her full support. She just was like, whatever you need to do, whatever makes you happy, do it. She was just happy that I wasn't like fucking just wasting away my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the moment I started getting on stage and like she would like I think she would hear about people hear about shows that I would do in Philly because I'm originally from Philly. So she would hear about shows and she'd be like, was you on this show? I was around my way. Yeah, I heard about that. They said they saw you on the flyer. And it wasn't that they said I was funny, but she was just happy to see that I was doing something, and not only was I doing something that I wanted to do, but I was actually like making strides. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I always had like my family had that respect for me, where they're like, "Look, we had nothing to do with this upbringing, so we can't really shun away whatever he chooses to do."
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Did you grow up in a touchy-feely family, like where they like lovey-dovey? Did your mom and dad grab each other's ass cheeks? Like when they like maybe, and you can split it up. I know it's a weird question because
no, it's definitely not weird. What's funny about it is it's very normal, and I can answer this. I mean, yeah, I don't have much memory of my dad and mom being too lovey-dovey because I was like, just a little bit, but let's follow this guy. So the guy with the blue dot, let's just chase after him. But like my stepmom and my dad, they were like, on the whole, Morticia and Gomez Adams type beat, where and like that is good to see, because you're like you're kind of seeing just a okay.
But how'd y'all do that? Okay. I'm being honest. I thought y'all was fucking with me. I was like, why are we following these people if they can't get up this wall?
Yeah, just hold jump. Just keep holding it, and you'll keep climbing up. Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so I and that and like, my mom, very much same thing. Love, hugging, all that. And yeah, because of that, I am the same way. And it is funny when you meet people who are not like that, because it's like, okay, cool. Because it is funny because everyone would try and diss you, would be like, oh, you weren't hugged enough as a child. I was like, no, you weren't, because you think it's weird.
Yeah,
because you think it's weird.
I want a goddamn hug.
Yeah,
I wasn't hugged enough, and I want one. I'm like, give me a goddamn hug. I go overboard with my lady. I can grab butt cheeks.
Oh yeah, no, me too.
Yeah. Yo, what's the most embarrassing thing that your family has done to you in public?
Oh man, well, my mom and aunts are pretty loud, and when they sit front row at my shows, they they talk as if they're not at a show. Like they, luckily for stand up they don't, because I feel like stand up is so clear that you're not supposed to. But whenever it's like an improv show, like I would do sketch. I remember one time I was doing this sketch show at UCB, and I was wearing these dress pants, and they were pretty tight. I will admit they were pretty tight, because those were just the ones I had. With sketch, you just use what you have. I'm not going to the whole JCPenney and buying a new one. And when I walked out on stage, my mom just go, "Oh, them pants are too tight." And I was like, why did you say that?
Did it get a laugh though?
Oh yeah, it did. And I'm like, okay, you at a show. You don't gotta just just be talking.
Yeah. Damn. Oh, all right. See, your parents loved you then. My mom used to embarrass me. Like, so I would see my mom on the weekend, whatever, right? Like, like maybe like a couple times a month, I would go, would meet up when I was a kid. I would meet up with her, and some visits were supervised, some visits weren't supervised.
Yeah.
So what my mom would do was like, like I'm her only boy, and there's still that, like, even though I wasn't raised by my mom, like you can still sometimes feel you can tell like, oh, the boy gets the most love from the mom.
Yeah.
Like I was her favorite just because of my gender.
Yeah.
So what she would do is she would do things like when I was younger, if I was like sitting down and like I looked at a girl, she'd be like, oh, you like her? Like she would say shit like that. Like, you like her? My son like you. And it'd be a girl, and it could be a woman that's like, it's not even a girl. It can be like, let's say I'm
grown
looking at
woman.
a grown woman's ass. And she'd be like, you like that? You like all that ass? My son was looking at your ass. And then the lady sometimes would like, oh, look at him, he handsome, or something like that. And you're like, what the fuck? I thought that was embarrassing as a kid, that my mom was just putting me on the spot. But I guess in like now looking to where I'm at in life, I'm very fine with like public interactions and all that shit. Like I'm fine in the spotlight because my mom was constantly doing that. Like if there was dancing happening, like we can be walking down the street, and if we passed a fucking block party and there was a bunch of kids out there dancing, she would push me into the circle. Like I have to join the dancing competition. So I have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I am on the wrong goddamn side. Who's the funniest person in your family? And you can't say yourself.
Because you know I was going to say me. I would have to say it. Oh, man. It has to be one of my aunties. You know, my Titi Desi is a fool. Because she cracks me up nonstop. Oh, that's a real player. That is a real player. That is not
this motherfucker shooting you from the sky.
Oh, and dog. I got they asses though. Eat shit.
How? I'm looking because I'm like,
those bombs that dropped. Those were me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. How do I fly across? There's no flying across. Shit. I just gotta scale the building. Is that how that works? Is that how that works? Oh shit! I'm trying to hold on. These niggas trying to get me. All right, they're trying to get me. Where they at? Where y'all hoes at?
Oh shit! Oh shit! Who the fuck are these players?
Wait, where my gun at? Oh, damn it. They got me.
That's the one.
I thought oh, no. I got a knockdown shield. Hold on. Maybe I can cross somewhere. No. Let's go. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Damn, they got me.
Damn. I don't know how it went 0 to 60 on that because it was, and those are what's called Smurfs. So the Smurf is, have you heard that term in gaming yet?
No.
So Smurfs are like in competitive games. Obviously, if I was playing in the ranked games with you, I wouldn't be able to play right now because you're not in the rank. So we wouldn't be able to play together. So what people will do is they'll create new accounts and then and level those up to play with their lower ranked players. So they have to play the orientation too. And the way those players were playing, you were you would believe that they were those were high level players because I was sweating. I was like,
they was fucking me up. I was seeing, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like they was giving me that business.
Yeah. You got to do a live version of this on Twitch so people can see the action.
Yeah, no. So what we're doing right now?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm recording the action and then I'm gonna just upload it on YouTube. But I definitely wanna do a Twitch version of this.
Yeah.
I just don't know really when the Twitch, and then it's also like working around other comic schedules.
Yeah.
But I think I may just twitch this out as I'm doing it and then take the recap
Yeah,
and put it out.
that'd be dope.
You know what I mean? Yo, I got like 2 more questions and
Yep.
I'll let you go, man.
Of course,
But
no.
right now, your family, you are not public property. Like your family loved you, even though you grew up in a split family.
Yeah.
And your mom and dad weren't together. Like they made it work.
Oh yeah, they definitely did, and it's funny because, you're talking about, things that you want to pass on to your kids. And I'm real corny about being a parent because I have a kid and I think it's fun. But I think what the cool thing is I think a lot of people would be caught up, you hear a lot of people who's like, oh, I don't want to be a parent because my parent this, and I mean, I feel like, I don't know if we hear people say it, but it is a storyline on TV shows a lot. But I think at the end of the day, the one thing about parenting that's fun is you kind of like learn a lot about where your parents were coming from, at least, and you also there's an element too where I think you think like, oh, my parents did this, so I'm gonna do that, but you really just get to borrow the things you liked that your parents did and toss away the things you didn't. So like there are so many things I borrow from my parents, and there's so many things that I know I am not gonna do, and it's nothing that it's not all things that I like am mad about. It's just like, oh no, I just don't want to have that type of energy,
No, that makes sense. All right, so if your family was a sitcom, what network would they be on?
Ooh. I mean, I feel like they would be. What was Everybody Hates Chris on? Because that
was UPN.
Yeah, UPN. It
right?
would be it would be a UPN, very black show because you got all the elements, right? You got every level of blackness. You got Southern blacks on my mom's side. You got you got the Nigerians, the African blacks, and then even with my stepmom, they were from Arkansas, so just different regional levels. You get to dip all around the diaspora. So that is definitely that's my pick. That's what I believe.
Yeah, that's funny that UPN is the blackest network.
Oh yeah,
and BET exists.
Yeah, I know.
And you're like, nah, let me put it on the blackest network.
Yeah, because you know.
What was something that your family did that you didn't realize was nuts until you told someone else? Like something you thought was normal, and then when you expressed it to a friend or you just told a friend, it was like, wait, what the fuck?
Oh man, that's so good. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of what something that they've done that let's see. I think
so.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to break the ice, like just in case you had a difficult time thinking of something. I was going to give him an example.
Yeah, hit me with an example. What you got?
No, I want to hear yours now. All right. So my mom, I didn't know. Like my mom plays around a lot, and I didn't know that when I was a kid, she would say certain shit, and I didn't know she was playing. I didn't know she would just say shit for the sake of saying shit. Because she's an adult, and you're a child, and you believe whatever the fuck comes out of an adult's mouth.
Yeah, of course.
Mouth. So my mom would say things like, I remember one time my mom, I say this on stage so she won't be embarrassed. My mom told me and my sister that she had AIDS, so we wouldn't eat after her. Like, we were greedy. We would, like, eat her shit, right? We would, like, always try to take bites of her food. And I guess one day she was just tired of it. And she was like, and she said it in, like, a thing, like, ah. She was like, I got AIDS or something like that. Yeah. And we were like, what the fuck? Right? Like, and for years past where we treated our mom normally, but that was always in the back of our heads. Yeah. And I remember hitting my sister up, like, well into my, like, 20s and being like, yo, you think mom really got AIDS? Because, like, it's been a while. Like, we've never went to a hospital visit. And she's like, yeah, I wonder what the fuck. So we asked her, and she was like, AIDS? No, I got no fucking AIDS. Why'd you tell us that? She was like, because y'all was greedy as shit.
That's so funny.
That was, and when I told somebody that, and like, oh, my mom plays around too much. She just says shit. And it was like, nah, that's excessive. That's nuts. Like, a mom ain't supposed to say that to a kid. Like cooties is the cutoff.
Yeah.
Like you tell your kid you got cooties, but not full blown AIDS.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so funny. Oh man. Yeah, no, I think my dad, it was I knew it was not real, so it wasn't as deep as the AIDS
Yeah.
stuff. But my dad would
Yeah.
tell these stories about, like, he was like, yeah, before I had y'all, I was in Hollywood. And he would just tell these stories about these Hollywood parties that he would be at with like Michael Jackson and stuff and all. And I feel like there was like a while where I like believed that, and then eventually I was like, no, there's no way that can exist. But that was the lies my dad told, was like these fake Hollywood parties and how you would hang out with all these people, which I always chalked up to just his traditional African folklore tendencies.
Yeah. Damn. I wonder, but were some of them believable? Like, did he have one that you like, yo, that gotta be true?
No,
like it's too spot on.
No, none of them were, because it's just like he just, my dad just wasn't cool enough, in my opinion, to where I believe he was kicking it with anybody cool.
Wait, so I didn't grow up with a dad, but I would assume that if you grew up with a dad, you would think your dad was cool, and you're like, nah, not him.
Yeah.
As a kid, you didn't grow up thinking that was cool. What did he do? Did he have penny loafers?
Well,
like, what's uncool about your dad?
I mean, it's truly like nothing really. I think it was the thing that, dumb immigrant kids have to deal with, where like your dad is just different. Your dad did things different. Like my dad would actually, this might fall under the same category. My dad, when the music he would listen to, that he would have bumping in the car, was the monk chant music, the Gregorian monks. And he would just be like, that's what he was listening to. So
dog, I don't know what the fuck that sounds like.
Yeah.
I gotta bring that up.
Oh yeah.
Can you
look up monk chant?
I have to
look up.
Okay.
Monk chant album.
Wait, are you going to share your screen?
Oh yeah. Look, I'll share it with you so you can see.
Monk chant.
Boom.
Yeah. Okay. I think you can play it too. I gotta hear that shit.
Let's see. Monk chant album. Boom. So here it is, and this is what the cover looked like too. This is exactly. I was looking at this cover. Hold on, I'm not trying to have it open up. I'm just trying to, like, this was what the cover looked like right here. Open. Yeah. Let me see. Let's see. I'm gonna bump it for you. Let me see. Let me tell me if you can hear.
I gotta hear this shit.
Tell me if you can hear.
I grew up listening to gospel and R&B, and you got to hear monk chants.
Yes. Hold on.
I had to hear fucking all this old school music. This is fun.
Yeah. I love that. That's all you got to do is chant. Yeah. Benedictine monks of Santo Domingo. Here it is. Let me know if you hear this.
I gotta hear this shit. I hear it.
Yeah. There's
no instruments.
No. This is what we were bumping around Compton, driving through Compton, California.
Yo, I'm waiting for like instruments to come in.
No. That's it. I'm skipping around too. I'm skipping around. This is in Compton, California.
Yo. So when you said monk chants, I thought it was like a band, like the Funkadelics.
No.
Or some shit.
No, it is these monks that you see in this Windows screensaver in the robes.
How'd your parents expect you not to fight, but also had you driving around like this?
I'm gonna let you know when it stopped. It was when my dad remarried, and my stepbrother and sister were in the car one time, and my dad went inside, and we were sitting in the car, and my brother's like, "Put on some music."
Yeah.
And I popped this joint on, and they were like, "What The you know, they killed that. They're like, put on the radio. Why did you put this on? Put this on. I was ready to fucking vibe out to this.
Yo.
Yeah, it's just monks chanting, no music.
Yo, I'm pretty sure I can create a dope beat to this. Like, you can beatbox to the monks chanting.
Yeah. I mean, also these comments on this video is nuts. These Gregorian chants praising the Lord and yearning for him are so beautiful and uplifting. By Elizabeth Pearson a year ago. A year ago. She came to YouTube and started bumping monk chant. A year ago.
But when was this uploaded?
Yo, this was uploaded 6 years ago. So monk's been chanting.
So
it got 416,000 views. So anytime you get under that on a YouTube video, just know the monk's chanting. Got more hits. Got more hits. Damn.
Yo, so you should have brought this up as the most embarrassing thing that your dad has ever done. To ride around bumping this is embarrassing, dog. I used to have a foster mom named Miss Pearl, and she had a rinky-dink car, and her horn, when she pushed it, it was like, and like one time she honked at some kids crossing the street, and when they turned, I realized I knew them from high school,
no.
and they looked at me like, the fuck is that?
Oh, no.
They didn't even move out of the way. They just stared at the car like, what the fuck? Like, it sounded like a baby deer throwing up.
Oh, no.
Like, I'm like,
Yo.
Yo, I had a good time, man. Hopefully you had a good time.
Oh, I had a blast.
Even though you're not public property, I loved hearing about your story. And I hope anybody listening to your story will, like, take bits and pieces and apply it to their life, man.
Hell
like
yeah.
You seem very well balanced, and your family did right. You're not public property.
All right.
So I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good, you know. As long as I still get to be friends with you.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I need some normal friends around. You know what I mean? I don't want to trauma bond with everybody.
Yeah.
Some people I need to be like, nah, it wasn't that bad for me.
Yeah. They was like, I'm straight.
Yo, tell the people where they can find you.
All right, you can find me at Nwadiwe on Twitter and Instagram, and if you follow me on any of those spots, you'll know when I'm doing shows and what I'm up to. So, yeah, let's keep the good times rolling. Pull up.
Well.